Give us awake, awake, awake. Give us awake.
Cause we bring you a Merry Christmas. Look, the Christmas bells are ringing
And the Christmas voices singing.
and we wish you a Merry Christmas
And a bright and happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. Of course, it is the season, December 1 already. Good morning to you. We are going to have a discussion. Whenever you hear certain songs, especially this one from the Pele, no, not the Pele, from Lord Tokyo, right? So Lord Tokyo, you know, and some of the Christmas songs in particular, the soca and all of that, you know, we can really identify with it, even more so in the Caribbean. And so the hymns as well, like Silent Night and O Holy Night. When a Caribbean person makes a version of this, you know, an adaptation, it really sounds good. But probably that's a discussion we need to have, you know, especially when you see we play the Christmas songs. And yeah, so we can have a discussion on that. But we have a discussion on something else this morning. Let me say good morning and welcome you to a discussion we have this morning, the Talking Point Time. We are going to be speaking with two representatives of the DAPD, the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities. Very interesting week this week, by the way. Disabilities Enlightenment Week, and the International Day, the international observance is on Wednesday, the 3rd. But always there's a week of activities put on by the DAPD, and we want to discuss this. So let me welcome you. We have Nathalie with us, and we have Unika. I did not give the last names because you have become so like, you know, like a family, but of course they'll introduce themselves. So let me go to Studio 2 and say good morning to the lovely ladies. Hi Unika, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing?
I am doing good.
All right, it's nice to know. Give us your introduction. In terms of your introduction, tell us your name, your designation, of course, and how has it been for you so far?
Well, I am Ernika Esprit. A lot of people may know me as Nikki.
Nikki, yes.
I am the Executive Director of the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, DAPD. And I have been there since July 2022. And I must say that it has been challenging, but with that challenge, it is rewarding. And I like what I do. I get joy in what I do. So I am surviving. I good to go.
2022 already, we are, Nika?
Yes.
So we are almost in 2026.
Yeah, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Caught you by surprise in terms of how quickly that time.
Quickly, yes. The other day I was checking up with a while now. The other day I was on the board of directors. Look, in 2026 approaching.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the time is going so fast.
Right. Nathalie.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am blessed. I am well, giving God thanks.
Yes, it's nice to know that you're blessed, you're well. How is Mr. Murphy doing?
Mr. Murphy, too, he's all right,
Okay.
coping in
Yes,
his own way.
yes,
I
that's
say good
nice.
morning to him. He's listening, I'm sure.
All right. Nathalie, give us your designation as well on the DAPD. What is your title? And tell us how it has been for you so far.
Well, 3 years ago, I retired as the Executive Director of the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, but the members and the board decided that no, that wasn't the end for me, so they gave me a new responsibility, and for the past 2 years I have been serving as the treasurer of the association. So, but prior to that, as I said, I served as the executive director for almost 20 years, and even before that, I'm a founding member of the association. We started in 1983, so October 26 gave us 42 years, and I'm around. I am still standing.
I like that. You're still standing. We are towards the end of the year, obviously. Unika, give us an idea as to how 2025 has been. What are some of the highlights, you can talk about before we delve into the actual discussion itself?
Well, at DAPD, what we do every year, we sit with our members, our board and members and staff, and we put a program of activities together for the year. So we did that in January, and although some of our activities took place. The others couldn't take place because of mainly due to financial constraints. But what we did, it came out good. Like we had our planning, and we had our AGM, our annual AGM. We had that in June, and we have had some programs for our members and the public as well. Earlier in the year, we had for our members some ITC programs for people with disabilities, where we had about 6 people with disabilities to become computer literate, and that was a success. It was a success, and we have ongoing presently our sign language course for the public. We have over the weekend we had our dinner in the dark, which was it's the opening of our week of activities for Enlightenment Week, and I must say it was well attended and appreciated by the people who attended, because although it is a fundraising activity, it is also an educational activity to make people become more aware of the importance of having their sight, just for a simple task as eating a meal.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have had our monthly board meetings, thank God. Yeah, that's beside the like I said, the little financial constraints. We 2025 has been a relatively good year, because we have never not been able to pay our bills. We have always paid our bills for 2025. Nice. So
Naturally, you see a lot of changes. I mean, you have been there at the DAPD for a number of years. I mean, you serve as executive director for a very, very long time. You would have seen the changes over the years. 2025, what would you say in terms of the challenges that confront the association?
After 42 years, yes, I can say that we have made progress. We have seen progress, because the association is primarily one built on advocacy, education, and awareness raising. And in all 4 areas, I can say that we have had successes. Yeah, so we are not only catering for persons with disabilities. We direct our activities at non-disabled persons as well, the general public, because they have to get the information, they have to get the knowledge as to what it is persons with disabilities can do. We are trying to to eliminate the myths, the misconceptions, the ignorance, the misunderstanding that persons out there still have about persons with disability, about disability-related issues. So we continue to press on. And in terms of education, we have made progress in getting persons with disabilities, access mainstream education. We cannot not speak about our success story with Loic Charles, who is blind. And right now, going from kindergarten to primary school, to secondary school, to college, to university, and now fully employed within the ministry, with the Prime Minister's office, as a disability advisor on youth and disability to the Prime Minister. So we have seen that, but added to that, we have seen other persons with disabilities access the regular school system. We have had persons who are wheelchair users go to the Dominica Grammar School. We have had persons who are deaf and hard of hearing go to the Goodwill Secondary School, where they were able to, attend an education after leaving the school for the deaf. And we have seen also, in terms of physical access, we have seen quite a bit of the business place community ensuring and making their facilities, their business places more disability friendly by, including ramps. We can speak of a number of them in the city, like Whitchurch, like Astafans, like you have Esma down in Rosa, you have Jollies, you have Big W in Fresh Market and all these places there. So we can see, we have seen progress. The only difficulty is sometimes these places, the access is only on the ground floor. Persons with disabilities can find it difficult, still find it difficult to access, their services when they have more than one level, 2 floors, 3 floors, and so on. But nonetheless, we are getting there. Even the general public too now begin to understand that, with all the myths and all the stereotyping that persons with disabilities, that is being eliminated. People are getting more knowledgeable, more informed, and so yes, although we have a long way to go, but we have come a very long way.
Wow.
Yes, we have, and we must say thank you to Israel, because Israel has six cohorts of work online Dominica, and they include us in their. They try to get participants, people with disabilities, to participate in their programs. And the last cohort, that was cohort 6, their most successful story was somebody with a disability. Yes, and she has since she has a job online, and her disability is, she has a physical disability, and she only uses her finger. She's our secretary. She uses one finger to do all her typing. She cannot speak properly, but she was their most successful story among the non-disabled people. So people with disabilities are stepping up, and that is why we have to be included in everything that is going on.
I know, Unika, Natalie mentioned the fact that Loic Charles, in reference to the position he holds now, and that is a very good step for him. As executive director, can you share on that as well? How does the DAPD see this?
Oh, well, from when I first got the news from Loic, I was like, wow, I was excited. And seeing that Loic is a blind person, not just any disability. I mean, he's not an amputee or uses a wheelchair, but he cannot see anything. And for him to reach that stage with all his he has his bachelor degree, and that let DAPD nose go a little higher. Because Loic has been with DAPD from small. From since he was, 3 years? Yeah. And now, where we see Loic, we can say there is hope for other people with disabilities.
So the DAPD will be working closer with Loic moving forward to champion the rights of people with disabilities.
Yes, and Loic is also on our board of directors, so there is even a closer relation with Loic.
Yeah, I just want to say something. Interestingly, for our annual general meeting, our theme had to do with employment, and it said employment creation for persons with disabilities, a national imperative. That was the theme that we used for AGM this year, and there we are this year, ending the year, proudly saying that at least two.
Loic and Seraphine.
Two persons with disabilities now have employment. So that shows that we are making progress. But what we would like to see now is that extended to the private sector. Private sector, where more persons with disabilities can be employed. In private. Even at DBS, we have a gentleman, Matthias Bruno, who is keen and very sports oriented, and his dream is to become a sports commentator. And hopefully one day we can have him here with us, so he's a wheelchair user.
Mr. Richards has to invite him one Wednesday night, one sports rap.
Well, remember, we did not know, so we can work out something.
Yeah, off the field, one you can bring one off the field, and I'm sure he's listening. So we are promoting any ambition that our members have. We try to push them and try to see where we can get the opening for. And there are other success stories, like even Achievement Learning Center, the organization that Beverly Libra manages or owns. She does her part as well, because we have had a gentleman who was once employed prior to COVID at Jolly's Pharmacy.
Yes.
So yeah, slowly but surely, but we would like to see it a little more, accelerated a little more. Yeah.
Overall, in terms of the public's response, the public support, what can you say? We don't even have to go way back, but in just recent times, what are you saying? What can you say about these collaborative efforts?
The public has been, they have been receptive to us, because I've heard stories of before, and now I can speak personally. I have never encountered any of these stigmatization and any of these discrimination and any of these things. And that is one of the, advocacy is one of our main purpose. And I think because of our advocacy, that has been, the change in the perception of the public, like people with disabilities, because I can say I was one of them. So that is why I try my best to, everywhere I go, to be an advocate for persons with disabilities. And every person with a disability can be an advocate for themselves, because everywhere they go, they can teach somebody how to deal with them, because they know how best to deal with themselves. So they can be an advocate for themselves, because if somebody deal with them, then when they come across another person like them, they can deal with the person the same way how they should deal with them.
Yeah, even the recent fundraising that we had, the event that we had Saturday night, as Nikki mentioned, we had quite a few persons attending for the first time, because our dinner is a dinner with a difference. We don't just have dinner for dinner's sake. There's always an educational aspect to all what we do. So we had patrons attending, a lot of them for their very first time, because after they dine in the dark, then we open the floor for this discussion, and the majority of them spoke and said how much they understand what we as blind persons go through on a daily basis, because it was really challenging for them, and it has given them an appreciation to accept their sight even more. And not only we want them to accept their sight, but we are encouraging them also to do all they can to preserve their sight, because we don't want to have a whole country, or how many percentage of the country of persons who are blind. While we are there to assist those who acquire disability or blindness, and we have to help them to adjust. But the idea is to make sure that you do all you can to preserve your sight, and that you can continue to be productive members of the society. So while we try to empower members, and while we try to support those who acquire disability, because we have people coming and getting registered quite often. We have a few members who became members, a few persons who became members this year. So the information is going out there. We try. Mrs. Nikki forgot to mention that as part of our educational awareness too. We were in T Village Creole. We were in Creole in the Street. We went to Portsmouth and had an educational display. We were at the Prevost Cinema with an educational display, and all part of our 19th National Dollar Day too. But the education is there. And this Sunday, we are heading to Paybush. We're going to spend the day in Paybush with our educational display, cultural performances, fundraising, etc. So we try as much as possible to take the message across Dominica so that persons out there, members of the public out there, will be, knowledgeable, and as Nikki said, become advocates themselves.
All right, so in a while we'll go to the week of activities. But Nikki, speak to us about the networking, about partnership, forming collaboration or collaborating more so with associations and other partners, not just in Dominica, but abroad as well. How has this been working for you?
We cannot survive on our own. So we have a lot of partners, disability organization as well as non-disabled organizations. We have the Caribbean Commonwealth Disabled Peoples Forum, and in October we had two representatives from DAPD attending a training and trainers workshop. That is our president, Miss Judy Sango, and Mr. Log Charles. They went to Barbados for a few days to attend that training so they can come back and teach people with disabilities how to be trainers. So we have that collaboration with CDPF, and earlier in the year we joined the Caribbean Disability Network. That is a regional organization for persons with disabilities. And in October as well, they had the second Caribbean Disability Network conference, and they were focusing on education. So they had that conference was physical and virtual. So we had Miss Beverly Libla attending physically, and the rest virtually. We have had international partners who, although our support from the international public has gone down, we still have some international partners. We have partnership with the UNDP, the World Bank, the people who do the people who are doing the Loubier to Bagatelle Road. Yes. And the thing is that everything they do, they include us in it. And I must say that since the passage of Maria, our local partnership has grown, because everything we are included. We are included. Red Cross, ODM, especially ODM, because you have to be able to deal with people with disabilities in the shelters, in the different shelters, and everything you do for people with disabilities. And we have that slogan, nothing about us without us. So we are happy that they include us in everything that they do.
You mentioned Israel earlier.
Yeah, yes. Israel, yes.
Israel, okay. All right, so let us look now at this special week of activities aimed at promoting the rights, the inclusion and well-being of people with disabilities. Well, I'm saying that, but you have your aim you will speak about. Let us look at the week of activities. What does it say? What does it mean for the DAPD? And what would you like it to mean for the general populace in terms of this week, Disability Enlightenment Week 2025?
Okay, our theme revolves around the same theme that the United Nations has chosen to commemorate International Day of Disabled Persons this year, and it is fostering disability inclusive societies for advancing social progress. So based on what you would have heard us say here already, which means that we are well on the way in Dominica to do that. You know, so we have a week of activities, which of course is to enlighten the public even more. That is something that we do every week, or every year around that time, where you bring disability issues to the form, to the fore, and let people know that we are still there, what we have done, what we intend to do. And when we do that, you know, the advocacy goes out and people listen and they hear, so they are more inclined to support us, which we have been very fortunate to receive, especially from the local community, since we have lost most of our international donor agency support. So we continue to work. So we have this first program here with DBS, which you want to say thanks for.
Our first one was Saturday.
And well, the second one, the public thing in going out on the radio, yes. Well, Saturday was the first. Yeah, we had our nice dinner in the dark, you know. And then we have this program here. Tomorrow we go to the social center preschool, where we're going to talk to the young ones, because they need to get the education, you know, at a tiny age. So when they hear from us, they take it to their home, to their parents, they smell, you know, so they grow up having an appreciation, an understanding, and a respect, and, you know, for persons with disabilities. Then we have tomorrow we also have another radio station to visit. We have another radio station to visit on Wednesday. And Nikki spoke about CDPF and CDN. They are having virtual programs. So tomorrow we're going to be joining them for that, the CDPF, which is the Commonwealth Disabled People's Forum. And I must say that our president, Judy, is the Caribbean youth representative on that body. So they're going to have a round table discussion and talking about the whole theme of the IDPD and how persons with disabilities, especially young people, can become further empowered. And so that we will be following on Wednesday. We will be the CDN is doing what they call a virtual tour. They're going to call all the affiliates, including DAPD, and we're going to speak to them about what we are doing for the day. And that tour is going to be online, so that's going to go out to the world, I must say. On Thursday, we go to the Charlotte Nursery School. On Friday, we take a tour. We'll be visiting some of our members who are home. I don't like to use homebound, but and they have not seen us for a while. We have a group chat. Yes, we send information to them, and they know what is going on. I know a number of them are listening to the program today. So we want to pay a visit to some of them whom we have not seen for a while. And on Sunday, as I said, we go to Paybush, and we will be, that will be the end of the week. But even further, and on the 18th of December, we will have our end of year activity, social assembly. We're going to have an appreciation award. We're going to say thank you and show appreciation to a number of persons who have supported us for this year. I wanted to make it clear for this year, because we have others who have done, and they have been regular, they have been constant, they have been, you know, there for us with thick and thin. But there are those who have been there this year, and we want to show them how much we appreciate them, to thank them by just getting them to interact with us. We're going to have cultural show, we're going to have performances, we're going to dance, we're going to sing, we're going to just have a nice time on the 18th of December, you know.
DAPD members are having a whole party.
Yeah,
in their social,
for the whole day.
End of
we'll
social.
Be there. We'll be in the auditorium. Yeah, we'll just be having fun and entertainment.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that particular activity and the others as well. But Nikki, put the theme of the week in proper context for us. Let us ask you to walk us through what you, as the executive director, of course, you know, of the DAPD, would like people to understand through this theme, fostering disability inclusive societies for advancing social progress. What should we learn? What should come at the forefront of our minds when we see this theme?
Well, when you see that, first of all, we always we always do our advocacy. Advocacy is our number one. So in that week, this week, we will continue our advocacy, and it will be more. How should I say it?
Inclusive disability.
It should be more like we will do more active advocacy this week. And the inclusivity, we want especially the employers. We want the employers to include people with disabilities, because people with disabilities, when they do get employed, 99.9% of the times, they are very loyal to their employers. They will stay until retirement or death. So when you have people like that working for you, you include them in society. You empower them to be independent. You empower them to go and have to take part in social activities of the country. We want the public to see people with disabilities are people. They are people with just a disability. There are still some people in Dominica that still, they have that stigma, that kind of discrimination. So we want that week. We will push this week if we reach at least 2 people for the week. Even if it's 2 people reach for the week, that is 2 people more we reach to make them be aware that people with disabilities are people. And we chose the schools because, like Mrs. Murphy said, the children, when they learn something at school, they go home and say, "Mommy, teachers say." And with especially preschool children, teachers' word is gospel over mommy and daddy. So when we go to them and show them, we will teach them about people with disabilities, they will go home and say, "Mommy and daddy, look that and that and that." And I saw they maybe might not remember White Cane, but they remember the lady holding a stick. And you haven't got to take the stick from the lady, and you have to lead the lady to the chair. You understand? So when they get that from an early age, then we will not have that discrimination and that stigma against people with disabilities. My non-biological children, I teach them from a tender age. Since I acquired my disability, I teach them from an early age how to deal with people with disabilities, and some of them have become non-official members of the APD because every activity we have, whatever we have, I include them so they can be with people, among people with disabilities, and then when they go back to their schools, they can say, "Look, that and that and that and that and that and that and that." You understand?
Yeah. Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
So the theme really, yes, chosen by the United Nations, and of course the purpose for the observance of IDPD, which was started way back in 1992, as the United Nations, reminds all of us that, is to promote the rights and well-being of persons with disabilities so that they can actively participate in the educational, social, cultural, civil, political, rights and political life of their community. So when you talk about advancing social progress, this encompasses all the different areas that, I have spoken about. So it is a responsibility of society, yes, to ensure that persons with disabilities, their inclusion, are guaranteed. You have to advance, you have to make progress. So they have to get the information and, as we say, get it right the first time. So if you get the information initially, it sticks. Like, for instance, when you speak about creating an all-inclusive society or building a physical...
Okay, just stick up in there, Nathalie. Let's just see if this person wants to share with you. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Ruby. Good morning. Good morning, Natalie.
Yes, good morning.
You're kind of muffled, though. You're kind of muffled. Let's see if we can fix this as you continue to speak.
Okay, I'm better?
That's better, yes.
Okay. Good morning, Anika, Nikki. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine.
I am there. I'm listening to you. Congratulations. I know you have been in there for quite a while, but I am a family friend just listening to you all and saying hello.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Tell your mom, Marilyn, I say hello, okay?
Okay, I will. I take the voice.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Interesting. So now for you, making a very significant...
Yes, so I am saying that, the creating a physically and disability environment is not just having a ramp at a business place, or in a building. You have to ensure that when you make provision for persons with disabilities, or when you build your facility, you take into consideration all the needs of persons with disabilities at the initial stage. So down the road, you don't have to go and undo to make it suitable for persons with disabilities. One of the things that we're really looking forward to during our next 5-year program is the enactment of legislation. We are going to engage the Prime Minister sooner or later. We're on that discussion because we believe that having a Dominicans with Disability Act would help, address some of the issues that still are not given the proper attention in the country. We have the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, yes. We have ratified the convention since 2012, and implementation, of course, is necessary. We have seen some movement in terms of creating or establishing a National Commission on Persons with Disabilities, which unfortunately I have to say have not gotten very far. But with the enactment of a Dominicans with Disability Act, then you can have the public will be entitled and obligated, to adhere to whatever the law is asking of them. So that is one of the things that we intend to do. That is one of the major goals that we have in mind for our next 5-year program, which we began this year. And of course, only recently our executive director represented us at she forgot to mention that, at the conference in Trinidad last week, where they were discussing the Marrakesh Treaty. And this is a treaty that was adopted by the World Intellectual Property Organization to assist persons who are blind, visually impaired, or have print disabilities. And when I say print disability, that you may be blind, but you are illiterate, you cannot read. So we would want to. So she would probably want to share more about that for us. So we're going to be lobbying our government to ratify this treaty as part of our goals for this 5-year program.
Tell us more about this, Nikki.
Yes, I attended that conference, and let me tell you, that was an eye opener, because Trinidad has implemented that treaty, and they are on board with that, full on board with that. They have access. Every blind, visually impaired, or according to them, print disabled people have access to printed books, printed materials. So it is controlled by the National Library Information Service in Trinidad, and there you can go, you can get everything you want. There are some softwares you can get on your phones. Oh my gosh. And I am looking forward to bringing that in Dominica, because Miss Aflinesty, the Registrar of Intellectual Properties in Dominica. She was also in attendance, and we are going to do some work. We are going to do some work to push it, because it's not just for blind people. It's for people who cannot read, people who can read. They have a physical disability. They cannot turn a page to read a book, so they can have access to reading materials. And there are thousands of printed materials. And if Dominica come on board with that treaty, then we can access a lot of information.
Interesting. I also want to get your take on this, although NAFO spoke about it, and the importance of accessible public services. What is your take on this as well? I know NAFO went through it, but as the executive director, how would you speak to something like this?
The public service, well, I must say that after Maria, the public service they are trying. All the health centers, well, most of the health centers, they are accessible. But again, it's just the ground floor. We need
But even apart from the public service itself, I'm looking at public services. So we're talking,
generally.
yes, generally,
Okay,
not just
okay,
the public
okay.
service,
All right,
just
okay.
services in general.
So we are the ramps. I will start on the ramps. Like Nafali said, we want ramps, and we want everything to do with the ramps. Not just you say you put a ramp for people with disabilities and somebody with a wheelchair cannot access it. You have to do it correct. I know somewhere by the government headquarters there was a ramp, something that's supposed to be a ramp, and it was not a ramp, because that was causing accident to normal seeing people, so much less for people on a wheelchair. And they had to break it down and do it correctly. So there is the universal design. If you do universal design to your businesses, I mean, there are some places in Roseau, there's nothing that can be done, but still, all the new buildings that are going up, we try to let them include accessibility, and not just ramps. We have the railings, the type of tiles you put on in your business. That can be an issue as well, because if you have the wrong tile in your business, you can get a disability. I must say that in the banks and credit unions, people with disabilities, they are getting there. The banks and credit unions, they are getting there for people with disabilities. I mean, there are some hiccups sometimes, but you basically the public service, accessing the public service, it has improved, and I can say that it has improved from since I acquired my disability just about over 10 years ago to now. I have seen an improvement.
Okay.
So I can imagine 40 years ago.
All right, let's just go quickly to the telephone. Hello.
Peace be unto you and yours.
Hi,
Your guest, Miss Murphy, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
And the other young lady,
Good morning.
and to Dominica. I like what you're saying. To me, I feel all those places that persons with disabilities traverse every day should be disability friendly for those. And there's another thing I would like to see, the sidewalks. Sometimes you can't even get on the sidewalk because people are selling on the sidewalks and you can't even get on the sidewalk. And I find that the gutters are too wide. Probably they should build either grills or adjust them where even the elderly could be able to cross. So there's something that I would like to see. But you're doing a good job, and I hope that things will continue. But for me, we are talking about disability and the treatment, but whether you are disability or not, I find that the love that we once saw before growing up is not there anymore. So we just got to hope for the best, and just, rejection is something that is very, very, very bad. But I know you and your husband are leaders, so just encourage all those who are under your wings to just, fight and continue to fight
All right.
for disabilities. Thank you
right.
very much.
Thanks for your contribution.
Thank you.
Yes,
You know what she said about the sidewalks. That is something we have been talking about, advocating for, especially the vendors on the sidewalks and the vehicles they park on the sidewalks. Because somebody using a wheelchair, I can give an experience. There was once I was walking on the side of All Saints, and leave the Kenfield bus stop coming down, walk. I had to go down in the road, go around a vehicle, come back up to continue on the sidewalk. That shouldn't be. The sidewalk is for people to walk, not for vehicles to park. And I think the amount of vehicles that in Roseau, oh my gosh. But the rehabilitation project for Roseau, that I think it will improve I hope it improves the roads and sidewalks in Roseau, because I remember some years ago, the DHTA was calling for the sidewalks, but they were calling for the sidewalks for tourists. So if we do it for ourselves, then the tourists will benefit.
But in terms of services, I want to just add to one of the types of disabilities really that we have not been able to really pay too much attention on and provide the services is a person who are deaf and hard of hearing. You see a person looking normal and everything, and sometimes that person has a hearing disability, that person has a speech disability, but you will not know that until you interact with the person. So one of the things that we are trying to improve, and Nikki mentioned it, was to get the members of the private sector and other persons who will be interested knowledgeable in sign language. And then so we have had a number of the business community registering to follow the courses. We did a first course for 3 months from April to the end of May, beginning of May, and then we started another one from September to the end of hopefully coming to an end December.
Yes.
And this is something that we want to continue doing for as part of our programming as well. So we are encouraging and inviting people who would be interested in learning sign language to contact us, leave their information with us when the program, because we are going to do it again next year, as I said. So that is one of the things that we have been addressing. Now, blind people, persons who are blind and visually impaired, yes, they need services when they go to the public to access the services that are available. Sometimes the treatment is not very not very good. So we have to. There's a lot of work to do still, because when you see a person with a white cane, that should tell you automatically that that person has a visual impairment, or that person is blind, and that person needs service. So you come to them, you speak to them. So that one of the things that we also do is to get members of the public knowledgeable on how you deal with persons who are blind and visually impaired. Some people believe it's a task, it's something that they have to do, it's a burden. When even simple guiding a person who is blind, they push you in front. How you can push a person who is blind in front where they don't know where they're going? You are the eye, you're supposed to be. So these are the things that we do, and we were hoping that we would have done a training with one of the hotels in that area, because there are blind people who travel as tourists who have money and who come to Dominica. So we were hoping that we could have done a training, but we couldn't do it this week.
Okay.
So
Let's go to the phone.
Sorry.
Let's go to the phone. Just hold on there about the training at the hotels. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Fireman Touching Base. Good morning to members and members. Good morning to Rivernick and also to the world. Now we have a great program by referring to Rivernick and my Rastaman. I care and I love voice. If you think old, you must start that with that old business and start with the elders. Because when it's old, it's for the old things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I respect the elder people. Because they say them old is like rubbish or garbage. They'll take for them. They walk like them. They insult them. So we say elder. That's it. No, you see me well and truly now. I don't have sense, I don't have nothing, but I help the people them. As you just say, I help disabled, straight, anybody the guy see might say, any elder person I see, it can be a man or a woman, I say, like my mother or my grandpa or whatsoever, I have to respect and love them because they do things I never do, I wasn't there. But well and truly now, you know a lot of families putting the people in the infirmary and they're not passing back, right? You know about that also, right?
Yes.
No, well and truly the infirmary, who paying, if they have a government paying them, or who paying the people in the infirmary, how they getting the resources. But you see me as a human being, you gotta ask them. Me myself have my part to play by my rule. Christmas come, I might be there, I might be there, but when I come, I do what I have to do for them. You see me, when I go in them to bring some little pamper. See the pamper for them elder people? I don't have nobody in the infirmary, no, but I don't know I bring my part.
That's
you know
good to give
right?
back to
so
people.
So I bring in my little pamper.
The elderly and
a
people
little peas, a little oil, a little something. I just
Yes.
go on the way. I see we need to do more of that in my little country there.
Okay, good
That
point.
is the problem we have. And I don't know too much, we're too religious, and we don't have no love for humanity.
Yeah. And assist
And
the
before I
people
go-
with disabilities as well.
Thank you. And before I go sidewalk, I don't sell by the sidewalk, but I respect the sidewalk because why? I don't put my thing on top of the road. I give it a little space, and when I see any elder person coming around my area, and they can get through, I try to work with them to get them across to do their thing. But some people doing that wicked, they fuck in the road, they disrespectful, they discipline people in all different ways and from. Partner, catch on yourself, because the God will save in the will. Give all your civil judgment.
All right.
Up and
Thank
running,
you. Thank you.
fireman running, love the elders there.
Okay.
This
Love
time,
the elders,
bless
love
them.
the people with disabilities as well. But Natalie, you were
Yes,
talking
so-
about training at the hotels.
Yes, so we have started a discussion in one of the major hotels in Dominica where we're going to be, and we hope we can extend it because we have quite a few hotels built here, where we're going to be training the guests as to how to deal with disabled blind guests when they come to their
Oh, yes,
to the
okay.
thing. So we were hoping that we could have had a program with that hotel this week, but it was not possible. So later down in the month, they're going
Okay.
to get back to us to give us the date when we can come. We also were hoping that we could have gone to the primary schools with some of the educational sessions, but this week is exams.
Oh,
for them.
yes, yes.
So we concentrated primarily on the two nursery. Charlotte Nursery and the social center, the
Okay.
preschools. So, but in the month for next year to come, we are going to step up even more our advocacy, our educational sessions within the schools, and then start our the program with the hotels as we prepare them to receive. Influx of tourists that we expect that that will happen, that will come in. As our hotel plans and things expand.
Okay, let's go to the telephone. Hello, good morning.
Yes, it's me again about sign language. For me, I feel it should be taught in the schools, churches, and clubs.
Yes.
So that those who are interested, I try it, but it's very hard for me. But I feel that it should be in the schools. Start the young from early, and they are doing it here. So you all could.
That's a good point.
That
Yes.
also.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. I think that is a subject that should be incorporated as part of the school's curriculum, and you start at the tender age from the preschool. So if you like the same way you have, or wherever what age they start teaching the foreign languages, then this is something that the Ministry of Education can begin thinking about and start teaching the sign language. So everybody would be able to, the same way you learn ABC when you're starting, ABC ordinarily, you have the sign language, and that is something that we would like to pursue as well.
It's a language. You have French, Spanish,
Yeah.
So you can have sign language.
I agree.
And
Oh,
one thing
go ahead.
we missed on the calendar of events is
In fact, I was just going back to this as
on-
we end because we have just about like 3 minutes.
on Wednesday. We are also going to have 2 national addresses by the President of Dominica and the President of DAPD.
That's the International Day for Persons with Disabilities.
Yes.
All right. On Thursday, you have an educational session, right? And you mentioned that earlier you're going to the Charlotte Nursery School.
Yes.
What happens on Friday again?
We visit our
Friday we
members.
visit our members.
Wherever they are?
Yes.
As
Okay.
well, we try to go somewhere.
Yes.
We will
Some-
decide where we
some
go.
of our members.
Some
we-
of our-
So you leave early,
Yes,
and you
yes.
go and
Visit
visit
the
as okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm sure they will accept this. And then you have a church service on the Sunday.
Yes, Sunday in Pebush.
So when you go to Pebush, we're starting with a church service. We have been speaking with the Catholic Church and the Beacon of Light
Yes.
Church. So we're going to have our members go. Some are going to the Catholic Church, some are going to the, sharing ourselves, because we also will be talking to them for a short while, giving them a little message, a little pep talk, the congregation. And then we are working with Michael, Michael and Rosin Paul for us to have the cultural display. And of course the Pebush Toad Village Council, they are our main partners there helping us. And as I'm there, I need to say good morning to Angelica Pielui, because she's a parent, a mother of one of our members on the board, and a grandmother of one of our members on the board. So she has been helping us. So we're going to have, and then we're going to have the display, educational display talking about disability, and we'll be collecting funds for our National Dollar Day as well.
Okay. I see you have this activity Nikki had spoken about, like an end of year social as well. But that is not throughout the week. Tell us more about this event.
That is
What
for-
exactly you'll be doing on that day? I think it's on the 18th of December. Nikki.
Yes,
Nikki,
yes.
yeah.
That is mainly for our members.
Okay.
Every year we try to have an end of year social for our members. So who hasn't met each other during the year, that is a time for them to meet each other and hang out, and then also on that day we are planning to the people who supported us throughout the year, to show them a little appreciation. We don't have anything big and we're not rich, so we can give them $1 million, everybody $1 million. But we can, show our appreciation that they have supported us during the past year. Because, like Mrs. Murphy said, we have had supporters for 42 years, and we try to give them a sort of appreciation, and we have been doing that. But for the past year, we want to show our appreciation to those who have supported us for the past year. Some of them. We appreciate everybody, but
Very
and we'll be
interesting.
giving them
especially
a certificate of appreciation.
especially those who volunteer the time, because nowadays volunteerism has gone down so much, and we are very much grateful to those who volunteer their time to us.
Just quickly as we end though, upstairs your offices, you still have this place available for people wanting to maybe have meetings or like a conference or something, right?
Yes, we have.
Just speak to this quickly. So
we have our auditorium upstairs of the APD's office. It's the Nathalie Murphy Auditorium, and you can have your meetings, your little social gatherings, your wedding, our first activity there was a meeting from the Netball Association, and then we had a wedding reception, parties, birthday parties, but yes.
And we have a collaboration with the Rotary Club of Dominica,
Rotary, yes.
because they help us to enhance the facility, and we have a 3-year agreement with them, and they use it every Wednesday for their club meetings.
Yes.
So that is something.
So it is accessible, obviously, and then it's AC. We have a lat screen, 86-inch lat screen. So
and different PA.
we have our
PA system.
PA system, a podium. You have access to tables, chairs. Yeah.
And we also rent out furniture, tables and chairs. A lot of people come because we have quite a bit of in stock. So people come when they have their private activities or meetings and so we rent out tables and chairs for a day or two based on what you want, what your needs are. So all that is part of generating income for the organization, because that was the whole idea when we decided that we were going to build a multi-purpose development center how many years ago. The main objective was to make sure that this facility can assist us to become self-sustaining, and then we can see something. It is growing. People are getting to know about us. People are supporting us. They're coming. They're renting the facility, renting the furniture, and so on. And along with what we get from the government of Dominica, we get from the private sector, we get from private citizens, the APD is surviving.
Yes.
Well, let me thank you for joining us this morning. I'm happy that we could make it work and have an hour discussion with you all. We took some calls as well, looked at the week of activities and other, of course, issues concerning the DAPD and persons with disabilities as well. Thank you so much. All the best in the new year. There's a lot more still in December to go, but all the best in the new year. The challenges are still there. You have achievements you can speak about, yes, but I'm hoping that you'll have less challenges, as you go along. So all the best.
And
Thank you very much.
I just want to say that our 19th National Dollar Day, it's still on until the 31st of December. So if anybody hasn't given their dollar as yet, dollar or dollars, we are still accepting. You can come to the office or call 440-0842. And I think together we can advance social progress by truly building an inclusive Dominica. And if we do that, then Dominica will be very much an inclusive, resilient country.
Well said. That's good.
Yeah, I endorse that message.
All right. Thanks to both of you. The calls are coming in still, but we have to end now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Unica Esprit and Natalie Murphy, of course, of the DPD. Thanks again.
Thank you, Ivan.
All right, and that's where we end. Let's just also say a big thank you to Flo Dominica.
This Christmas, Flo's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10. Plus, we're giving you 35% off your mobile bill. And